Okay, we're gonna take a look at the brake system that's on here. This pedal, or shaft, the pedal goes in, would be behind the firewall. Comes down here, there's a spring. The spring is attached to this bracket back here that's part of the frame. It goes down and is attached to that grease fitting down there, which is also part of this shaft. I think the shaft is probably bolted to the frame, the clutch and the shaft right on that, as well as some other linkage. So when someone steps on the brake pedal, like this, here's the brake, it's stuck on the brake pedal. It pushes this rod into the master cylinder. The master cylinder has, here you can see, connection. The connection point has fuel brake line going forward and one going backwards. That is the brake switch that would turn on the stop lights. There's a line that goes forward, and this is all attached inside the frame and runs along and drops down off the frame to a flexible connection that takes it down to the axle. At the axle, there's a T down there. There's a T down there. And the T leads right along the axle, front axle. A clip there. There's some kind of clip there. There's some kind of clip there. It goes over to there. On this side, it comes across, and it's attached to the, from the axle to the steering hub there. There's a little flexible line, and behind the flexible line, there's an S hook line, and then there's a bracket right here that the thing's mounted on, and that's repeated on this side, so that it runs crossed. Again, there's a bracket down there, flexible line, a little S line down there, like pigtail, that ties into the brake drum. On the other side, so on the driver's side going back, might be easier to see from the other side. There's a metal brake line that sets into the frame, runs along inside the frame, comes up here, goes up underneath this cross beam member to where this machine gun bracket is, and pops out of the machine gun bracket right here down to a flexible line. The axle, the rear axle itself is floating, so that brake hose connects this whole floating. The only thing attaching the rear axle to the frame are the springs and shocks. So when we get across to here, there's a T, and there's a brake line that runs that way. There's a brake line that runs that way. This is a hardwired connection, and that's a hard connection. Basically, because the whole axle floats, the brake line is basically part of that stationary axle, and the one part that flexes back here is that hose connection. I don't know if I can get a picture underneath of this T connection in there. Not really sure. I don't know if that came out or not. I can't see because I'm upside down. It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. Okay. And that is the brake system.